Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in today's tutorial we'll be learning how to cut and sew a crop top with bell sleeve. Now if this is a video you're interested in, please keep on watching and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also turn on your notification bell to be notified whenever we post a new video. So for this tutorial I'll be making use of 2 yards of Ankara fabric for the crop top. Now if you want to make your skirt alongside the crop top, you'll be needing 3 yards or more depending on your size. So for the top you can actually use 2 yards, then for the two piece you can use 3 yards of Ankara fabric. The first thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and actually fold my fabric into four, because we'll be cutting the front piece and the back piece together. So I just went ahead to cut out a little piece that will be enough for the front piece and the back piece. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold my fabric into two. I'm just going to fold it into two. After folding it, I'm still going to fold it again into two, making it 4 in total. Now this our top will not be having any zip, so the sides are just going to be equal. Now if you want to cut out a little piece for your front piece, just make sure that the length is enough for what you're working with, and also the width will be able to do for your measurements. Now after folding my fabric into two, I'm just going to go ahead and draw out a line that will be serving as my starting point or my shoulder line, as you see me do it. Now after that, the next thing I'm going to do now is to take my measurements. The measurements I'll be working with is shoulder 16, which is 16 divided by 2 is actually 8. So from this shoulder line, on this shoulder line, I'm going to mark 8 inches, which is my shoulder measurement. The measurement I'm taking from is from the 4 folded edge and not from the other open edge. So after I marked my shoulder measurement, I'm going to mark my neck width. I'll be working with 3 inches. Remember, it's not going to have a zipper, so we actually want to create enough space for our neck to pass through. Now the depth I'm working with is 3.5 inches. You can choose to do 4 inches or even lesser depending on how wide or how low you want your neck area to be. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my curve ruler to create my neckline. Now after that, the next thing I'm going to do is to come down by 1 inch on the shoulder measurement that we marked earlier. I'm just going to come down by 1 inch for our shoulder slope, and I'm going to connect this 1 inch back into the neckline area. Now after that, I'm actually going to determine the length of the top I'll be working with. I'll be working with length 18 inches. So I have 18.5 here, so I'll be working with the full length of everything. Now after that, I'm just going to go ahead and mark 10 inches, which is my bust point measurement, and my waist inches is 16. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark 16 inches. I'll also mark 8 inches from this point that will be serving as our armhole depth. So I'm going to go ahead from the 1 inch we got from for our shoulder slope. I'm just going to go ahead and mark down 8 inches. Now after taking the measurement, I'm just going to go ahead and extend this line all the way down to the armhole measurement we have. Now after that, on the 8 inches, which is serving as our chest length, I'm just going to go ahead and measure my round bust into 4. My round bust is 37 inches. 37 divided by 4 is 9.25. So on this line, I'm just going to measure in 9.25 and mark that down. After that, I'll go over to my armhole line. Remember, we have 8 inches here. I'm going to go ahead and divide it into 2. So into 2 is actually 4 inches. So I'll mark down 4 inches. On this 4-inch that we marked, I'm just going to go in by half of an inch. So I've marked the half of an inch. Now I'm just going to go ahead and use my ruler to connect it together. Firstly, I'll connect this half inch to this 1-inch shoulder slope we had earlier. Then from there, I'll turn over my ruler to make sure that the half inch is meeting the bust measurement that we got earlier. Now after that, I'll go ahead and impute my round waist measurement, which is 31 inches divided by 4 will actually give us 7.75. So on this waistline, I'll mark 7.775 inches. Now after marking it, I'm going to go ahead and add extra 3 inches to the measurement. Now the 3 inches will be 7 for 1 inch will be 7 for ease, and 2 inch will be 7 for our allowance inches. Now I'm still going to go ahead and do the same thing here. We've already gotten our round bust measurement, so I'm just going to add extra 3 inches to it. Now I'm just going to go ahead and connect these lines together. Now after that, I'm just going to go ahead and cut this out. Now after cutting this out, this is actually what we have left, and opening it up, we have 2 pieces in total. That's one for the front and one for the back. So we are going to go ahead and cut the sleeve. Now for the sleeve, I've already gone ahead to draft my basic sleeve pattern. So after drafting your basic sleeve pattern, if you want me to do a tutorial on how to draft your basic sleeve pattern, just tell me on the comment section. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold my fabric to cut out the sleeve. So for the sleeve, I went ahead to fold my fabric into 4 pieces because we'll be cutting the 2 pieces together. I went ahead to fold it. Now I'm just going to place my pattern paper on the closed folded edge and not from the side that has an opening. So I'm just going to place this on my fabric and pin it down. After pinning my pattern paper down to my fabric, the next thing I'm going to do now is to come out on this area by 1 inch. I'm just going to mark 1 inch on this sleeve cap area that we had. So I came out by 1 inch. Now for the length of the sleeve, you're going to determine how wide you want it to be. So for me, I think I'll be using 13 inches. So from this folded edge, I'm just going to go ahead and mark 13 inches. Now you can choose to do lesser or even more depending on how wide you want it to be. So I'm just going to go ahead and connect this 1 inch all the way down to this 13 inches I had earlier. So this is it. Now we are going to go ahead and cut this out. Then I'm show you how to actually achieve the V-shaped pattern Now after cutting it out, this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to go ahead and unpin this pattern paper that we have. Now on the full length of the dress, I'm just going to go up on this folded edge by 2 inches. Now you can choose to go up by 2 or more inches depending on what you want, but for me I think I'll be doing 2 inches. I think 2.5 inches is the least that you can actually go up with. So I'll go ahead and mark the 2 inch now, and I'll slant the 2 inch that I have here back into this full length of the dress we had earlier. So just watch what I'm doing. This will give us the V effect that we have. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this out. So that is all for the sleeve cutting of this dress. Now for the front piece we had earlier, I'm just going to go ahead and use my lining to turn up the neck area and also the length of the top that we are sewing. But if you're not working with a lining, you can choose to use a bias to turn up your neck and just fold the full length of your top. But for me, I'm working with a lining, so I'll just use a lining to turn the neck and the full length all the way down. Now after joining my lining to my fabric and actually turning over the neck area and the down part, this is what it is looking like. Now why I usually add lining to my Ankara is because we all know that Ankara doesn't have any thickness, so sometimes it just feels like you're wearing nothing on the body, and I sometimes don't like that texture. So that's why I always choose to add Ankara to some of my dresses, despite how simple the dresses are. But if you don't have any lining, you can just choose to go ahead and do it. Now after turning it over, as you can see, I'm just going to go ahead and use 1/2 inch to stitch down my shoulder area. Done joining the shoulders with about 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim out this XX lining that I have over here. Now after that, I'm just going to go ahead and attach my sleeve to the armhole area that we had earlier. But before that, I'll go ahead and fold the edge of my sleeve. This V part we had, I'm just going to fold it with about 1 inch, then fold it all the way down. After that, I'll just attach, I'll notch the center of the sleeve as you see me doing, and I will place it right side facing each other from this joint part and the center. Then I'll use about 1/2 inch to sew it all the way round to the armhole area. So basically, after I joined the sleeve to the top, this is actually what it is looking like. So now the last thing I'm just going to do now is to join my sleeves together. Remember we added 2-inch allowance to 2-inch sewing allowance to our top while we were drafting. So I'm just going to go ahead and also take away the 2-inch allowance that we added from the sides and also join the sleeves with about 1 inch. Basically, after joining the sides of the dress, this is what it is looking like. So this is what our sleeve is looking like. As you can see, it already has this V shape that we were looking for, and this is what our top is looking like. So I went ahead to use the drafting we made on the last video I posted to actually cut out a skirt for this top. So this is what the skirt is looking like. So that is the end of this tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also turn on your notification bell to be notified whenever we post a new video. See you in our next video. Bye.